Hello, welcome back to the Lavelle Time Works YouTube channel. We are currently working on this Omega 1152. We are in the reassembly stages. We're moving on to the next stage of the next phase, getting in some of the workings for the pusher buttons. So that's what we'll be doing here. Again, I've got everything laid out in the order that I need to do. And I just need to keep track of what I'm supposed to lubricate where. We're going to keep going here. We do have a couple springs here, especially this guy right here. And I need to make sure, actually, let's just make sure we have that laid out in the orientation. So I don't have to mess with that at all. I'll show you which way it's going when I have to install that. I did change this screw. I had this screw the same size as the ones holding the plate in here. This screw is the same size as these two. Got that fixed. The 3 plate screws are the same size as the 2 pallet. So they were marked different numbers, but they're the same screws when you look at the other listing on there. So I got that all figured out. Those are the same size screws there, so that all fits and matches up. Works great. I did get this on the time graph, full lined. I was hitting 300 amplitude. No adjustments, 0.1, 0.2 beat error, and it was like negative 20 seconds a day. So decent numbers, and that's before adjustments and everything. Yeah, I'm excited for that. As you can see, this is a few hours after assembly, to this stage anyway. I went and took care of some stuff, and now I'm back. So yeah, this thing is flying along. Let's get into this though, huh? Got this here. As you can see, there's some ways to. That's installed. Easy enough. This needs some grease. There's like 3 spots of grease. Everything else is an oil. In this section, in this phase. Let's see what we can't do here. We got to get some on the end of the pusher. Okay. Well, we need some here. I think it might help if I move this out. And of course, it might be best if I just do this lubrication at the end. Now, where do you want this on? Pointing at the tip of it like that. So we're just going to put it there. Going to put it there and call it good. Now we're going to put this kind of the heart. Make sure I have this lined up how it is in the X sheet here. You're going here, right? No. No. You go here. I looked at this picture too fast. All right. So this is what controls your start and your stop. That lines up what you can do for a reset, I do believe. Unless I am mistaken. And in the picture, it's facing this way. Facing this way. looks like it wants some oil on the top there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start this screw. Just a little bit. Now let's see if we can't get this all squared away here. Whoa. Again, there's a reason why I'm using softer metal tools. Make sure nothing, if something slips, that was kind of off the screen, sorry. If something slips or whatever, I'm not scratching all this up. Rather damage the tool than mess up the movement, as it were. There, and again, like I said, it looks like this is pointing to the top. Maybe it's the outside. Either way, we'll get some there. Now it wants the arm here. This goes big old hole. That's way too much oil. Way too much oil. I don't know what you guys thought was going to happen, but that was too much oil right there. Again, the oil I'm using here, the red oil, is a Mobius HP 1300. Blue stuff is 9415. No, 9504. They all have. Make the numbers more unique, please. The HP 1300 is different from the D5 that it says on the tech sheet. I believe D5 is a natural based, whereas the 1300 is a synthetic. I do believe. Off the top of my head. If I am mistaken, obviously you can let me know. Please be kind with your comments. Now, for some reason in the tech sheet, it's saying to oil the ratchet, which is interesting. Unless I am completely missing something, but that's what that picture shows me. Yeah, couldn't tell you. And this is the wheel that transfers the power from the automatic function on the watch to the mainspring. With that guy right there. And now the piece that I thought was going to go on first in this section. Okay, let me make sure I'm on the screen. Now, this is important, possibly. On this here, there's a little flat side. I don't know if that matters, but the picture shows a flat side, and it's pointing that way. Okay, what's next? Another little spring thing here. You go on here. We need to oil some spots again. I wish I had room for multiple monitors. Could have a tech sheet pulled up and my OBS screen, but don't have the room right now. All right, looks like we're supposed to just go this here. Now, here's the important question. I think I'm pretty sure that arm is supposed to go on the inside of that post. I do believe. And then it wants lubrication on the back side of that. I think this lines up with the pusher. I do believe. We're almost done with this section too. Gotta get this plate on and then spring and the pusher. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I wasn't having this turn enough here. There's 2 screws for this. Hold on a second here. I understand. I understand. This goes up here, not covering the screw hole. That's why I couldn't get this plate on. Now it makes sense. For that. Okay, now we can put the plate on. And everything's going to make sense. Line up this hole over here. That hole lines up there. Does this seem right? Something seems off. Let's get these 2 screws in here real quick, and then I'm going to see if there is still clearance. Why do I have an extra screw here? Hold on. Because I didn't put one in here. Oh, good catch, finger. Now, I am trying to keep this as tidy as possible. Why does this not want to dry? And this is the right screw, I promise. I'm trying to keep everything as tidy as possible. But I will be redoing this movement. I know I've said that like 864 times, but you watching this, maybe you didn't watch every video so far in this process, so maybe you have not heard it. So I have to keep saying it. That's how things on YouTube work. I will be disassembling this again and re-cleaning. I've got some polishing tools coming. Something real gentle to try to remove some of that superficial rust. Then also clean up other spots that I don't think got as clean. So this is wrong. Something's going wrong here. This piece underneath that I don't fully understand where I'm supposed to be turning it. This isn't lining up right. That and that. Okay. I think what's going on here is I didn't turn stuff enough. Give me a second, I'll tell you the actual name of it here so I can sound smarter. The chronograph cam, that's the official name. There you go. I think that's not lined up correctly. So when it engages or it's blocking the switch, I had a feeling, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to say anything yet until I could double check. This is supposed to be. This is supposed to be turned. No, I think this is supposed to be on the other side of this. Let's take this off here. And again, full transparency. This is me doing this live, as it were. Obviously, I'm on a recording. But instead of me stopping and redoing all of this, I just want you to see it live, and mistakes happen. You know what? This can just fit underneath, so I'm going to put it in later. It is far too flimsy to just be sitting there right now. There we go. Let's take that out. This. You go over here. You go there. You turn just like that. Oh, you didn't see that. Now there, this arm here turned. Now this fit and drop in here. Playing flush. That seems more correct. Now we can reset and keep moving forward here. Boom, get that there. Boom, get that there. Just some light presses around the movement. Or, sorry, on the plate here. Everything is seeming pretty flat and secure and solid. That's what you need to do to make sure stuff's sitting in the right spot. You never have to force screws. They should just thread and turn nicely and just do what they're supposed to. Okay. Again, there's that one piece, but I can fit that in later. All right. This is the spring. This is the spring right here. This is the orientation. You see how the dents are more on this side, and then it's got the straight part here. This is the way that it's supposed to fit in here. Now, the real question is how. I think there is a little gap under here. This is going to go under this plate. Here. Try to keep this all in visual for you. So I fed it underneath and then behind this button here, behind this pusher. Whatever you want to call it. There's a gap behind right there. And I think that's where that sits. That's installed. I can freely move my hands here, and I'm not about to break anything or send anything flying. Now we got this guy here. Whoops. Outside of that spring. There we go. Pull this down. That should all be lined up there. Spring arm there. Again, if it was on the other side of this post, it would sit underneath and make that all wobbly. So we have to get some oil. On the back side, there's actually kind of a little channel here, I think. Oil there. And then again, it's just kind of pointing at the side. So across the back. This rectangle piece here actually pivots. And now I need to get some of the grease. And I might need to have done this before I dropped it in place. Gotta get some right in the tooth there. That might be a little heavy, but oh boy. Let me get this secured with the screw first, and then I'm going to go back and try to clean that up a little bit more. Screw there. Okay. Can you guys see everything? There's a little bit of smudge right here still on the top of that. So, should be able to use, let me get this guy here. Okay, you guys can see this. So this would be start and stop. This is stop. I can tell because this is the brake right here. This would hold the central runner in place. Start, stop. Or maybe I have that backwards. Maybe this doesn't do anything yet. But the start and stop works. Again, I think it's start and stop. Because that enters in where this wheel will be sitting. Wheel. But that is the end of this stage, this section. Again, I know that there's like smudges and marks on all these parts. Like I said, I've got some polishing stuff, and I really want to put that to the test and try it out on everything. So I think that will be fun. And then I'll redo this all again, which first off, I mean, it's always good to practice chronographs. They're fun to play with. Oh, no. Wow. Okay, that actually did lock in. Now that everything is sat properly. Which makes sense, because if it didn't, and this was all together, it would just move around. So we're going to undo that screw. Lift that just a hair. Whoops. Round. I'm realizing here, now that I just shot that somewhere, I just saw it too. Where did it go? That center plastic piece actually turns around, so I don't think the line on the side of it matters for anything. I just saw that move. There it is. Like I just saw that move, and it's not like there's not a bunch of stuff on the desk. It was behind my little pick tool there. Okay. Actually, maybe this can help me. There we go. Yeah. This will be the end of this one. That's this section done. Again, this thing is flying. Yeah, definitely want to disassemble this again, double clean it, bring in the Epilom. I didn't use Epilom this time, but it is running basically perfect before adjustments even. Do that, like I said, kind of polish up some of the parts, and there was those little tiny spots of cosmetic rust, we'll say. It doesn't actually affect the function of the watch, so I'm not as worried about it. But I still want to get it cleaned up and get this thing shiny and as pristine as I can, especially if it's something that I'm going to be selling. I want it to look and function best as it can. Make sure that it's going to last a long time and work properly. So, but also I'm excited to wear it. I'm ready to get it together, get it put back together, assembled, get a nice band for it. The original metal bracelet is too short for me, and it's also really scratched. So again, when I sell this, I'll be taking pictures of all that, all the marks and scuffs. It's not in perfect condition, but if I can get that movement running, great. If not perfect, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, so that's the end of this section. The next one, we will actually flesh out. We will flesh out the rest of the chronograph features. We'll be getting the seconds and minutes recording wheel in here. Some other stuff, reversing. Basically, actually, the automatic rotor and stuff. I'm gonna leave the rotor off. That will go on last. Doesn't need to be on while I'm working on it. We get that done, and then there's 2 more sections after that, but I can combine those two, and then this thing will be fully functional. So that's great. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you were finding some information, some tips, or just enjoying seeing the inner workings of a watch. So yeah, I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Comments appreciated. Criticism definitely welcome. Just don't be rude about it. That's all I ask. If I'm doing something wrong, I would like to know. I am not opposed to learning. Obviously, that's kind of why I like this profession. Yeah, let me know if there's a certain watch piece that you want to see, like how to take out Inca block springs and stuff like that. If you just want to see whatever, let me know. Leave a comment below. Give the video a like, and that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.